Hi there, this is Tammy with Tammy Stamping Therapy. Welcome back to my channel. In my previous video, I showed you how I made this cover for the journal that I'm creating. And the journal is going to be similar to this one. I created one just like this that's actually finished that I sent to Martha Hamilton for her challenge, a birthday challenge, I think. And this one's not finished yet, and it's going to be for another friend, but I was glad I still had it because it gave me, I like to have a physical one in hand when I'm recreating something. So this is the cover for the one I'm going to create now, and I'm going to show you how I create the signatures and put them in the book. So I've already created 2 of the signatures, and they're ready to go in the book. And I'm going to show you how I did that. To create the signature, I use linen paper, and you're not going to, well, maybe you can. You're not going to be able to really see this texture. And I'll link the linen paper down below. I no longer have the package, so I can't show it to you. So I need 6 sheets of linen paper. I need 1 sheet of cardstock, and this is just a lightweight cardstock. It doesn't really matter what kind it is. And then I'm using 1 sheet of colored cardstock, as well as, where did they go? As well as some stuff everywhere. Yes. As well as 3 sheets of pattern paper. So these are the 3 that I'm going to use. This one's going to be the cover of this signature, so I'm going to set that aside for now. And to create this, I'm going to first layer my papers together. So I'm going to start with putting down 2 sheets of linen paper. And then I'm going to put one of my pieces, where did I just put them? I just had them. Okay. And then I'm going to put one of my pieces of pattern paper. And 2 more sheets of linen paper. You could use any kind of paper. I just like the texture of linen paper. Linen heavy. And then 1 more sheet of pattern paper. I count my linen paper wrong. We'll see. I don't want that side. And two more linen pages. My cardstock, my white cardstock, and 1 more sheet of linen. And then I'm going to take these and I'm going to gently fold this all together. Trying to get it as even as possible on the edges. Like this. I'll use my bone folder. And then I want to even up my edges, so I'm going to go to my big paper cutter and trim these so they're all the same size. So I'll be right back. I can't put that in the camera. So I have made these edges all even. And then I'm going to take my piece that I want for the cover. Isn't this pretty? Look at these peacocks. And I'm going to gently fold this. I don't want to burnish it yet. I just want a gentle fold. And I'm going to stick this in here. And then I can do this part. So there's that. And there's one other thing I need to do for the inside. And that is, I have these little brown bags. to score them at 5 1/4 using my paper trimmer. And then I'm going to cut them off right where this, I don't know if you can see that, but right where the bottom folds up, I'm going to cut them off. And then I'm going to fold these, and I want it to go like this. So I'm going to fold these. It doesn't really matter that I'm folding against the burnish, it's okay. I'm going to glue all this together. You're not going to see this, it's going to be on the inside. So I'm going to put glue here. And I don't need a lot because it's all going to be stitched inside the book. And here, and I'm just going to stick these two together. It also doesn't matter about this part right now. I'm going to fix that later once it's inside the book. And this is going to go right here. Centered as much as possible. And then I have this signature ready to go. Ready to go to the next step. This is not perfect. I could have cut the cover a little bit bigger than I did, but that's okay. So I need these clips. I'm using, you can use binder clips. What I'm using is that the center? Ah, yeah, it is. What I'm using is quote clips, and they work really well for this. And they don't take up as much space as binder clips, although I do have binder clips, but so I'm going to clip that on there. It's holding this together. And I have this template that I bought a bookbinding kit. This is the bookbinding kit. And I only use part of it. I created this template because I keep making the same book. This just tells me where my holes go inside my book. So this is the center, and then I go out 3 1/4 inches. So the way that I do this is I'm going to take this and I'm going to stick this in the center, and I'm making sure it's flush with both sides. Hopefully you can see that. And then I'm going to take my paper piercer and poke the holes. This is my flower forming mat. I don't remember where I got it, but it works really well for this. I'm going to take this away, and then I'm going to take the awl that comes with the bookbinding kit, because you can see how this is tapered, and I can get a bigger hole. So I'm going to poke this through till I get to the size that I want. There we go. And then this is ready. This and the other 2 signatures are ready to put inside the book. The next thing that I created, where did I put it? I created this template. This is the piece of 7.5 by 1.5 inch chipboard, and these are where I want the holes. Is that really 3/4? Yeah. So this is going to, let me see. You can see that these holes line up. So I've gone out 3/8 of an inch. I think 3/8 of an inch. Nope, I've gone out a 1/2 inch. I've gone out a 1/2 inch each direction and did my holes. So this is, it's kind of, wasn't really complicated. I used my Tim Holtz ruler. Is that what it's called? Oh, I have so much stuff here. Oh, here it is. Yeah, my Tim Holtz Ideology ruler. And I love the way you can measure things. So I was able to measure this line by putting the 0 in the center and lining it up along the edge, and that's how I chose my holes for the center. And then when I wanted to do this one out here, I just moved it out, and I lined this line up with the holes, with the line I had drawn to draw this line, and I did the same thing on the other side. So I've made a template, and where's my... Sometimes this makes me crazy. Okay, so then to do the one for the book, I stack these two on top of each other, put them on my mat, and first use my paper piercer to poke a hole, and then I use the awl to make the holes bigger. So that's how that worked. The next thing I want to do is... think for a second, is to put this right in the middle of this. So first I'm going to kind of, I want these a little flatter than they are. It'll still go through. So I'm going to put this in the center. I'm going to actually center this so I know where the center is. So first of all, this is 4, so mark it there, and it's 8 what? It is 8 3/4 by 6, so 3/4 is 3/8, so I'm going to go to 4 3/8 to get my center. And there's my center. And 4 3/8. I'm going to mark my center here. And the nice thing is you can line up these lines with your cardstock, so you don't have to be, it makes it really easy to make sure you're square. So I'm done with that, and what I want to do is glue this on here, and this is going to be the back side, so you're not going to be able to see it. So I'm just going to line this up. I'm lining these holes up with the line, and I'll do it this way. Yeah, line these holes up with the line, and these holes up with the line so that I'm centered. I'm going to glue this on. You probably wonder, where in the heck is she going with all of this? I don't know if this is the right way to make this kind of a book. It's the way I figured out on my own, and it works for me. So I guess that's what matters, right? It works for me. So I'm done with that. And then I need to poke the holes. That needs to stick. I need to poke the holes in the black. So all the signatures, this is what's you're going to see. This is going to go inside the book. It's going to go right here. This is going to be hidden underneath. Oh, there's where I was looking for that. But this is what's going to hold it all together, this piece of chipboard. If I just used cardstock, it might all come apart. So now I'm ready to do one of my signatures. I have these 3. And if I remember correctly, it's easiest to start with the middle one. It's been a while since I made this book, so I'm going to take these clips and put them on here. Make sure that my little bag is lined up right. Two on here, and you on here. And then I need some twine. And the way that I did the twine, I always either get way too much or not enough. So I really want it to go around twice. I'd rather have too much is my thing. So I'm going to do, I think I did 4. I'll need to make a note of this so I know for next time. This needle comes with the bookbinding kit. So I've threaded my needle. So I'm going to start by going down through the center. This particular book, none of the papers, oh, they do have a right side up. So I do need to pay attention once I start. After I get the first one in, I have to pay attention to the right side up. So I'm leaving a tail. It's kind of hard to see because it's white on white, but I'm leaving a tail about that big. And then what I'm going to do is go down through the center hole on here. And I'll keep holding on to this so I don't lose my tail. Well, before I do that, and then I'm going to go up through one of the other holes on the other end and up through the bottom of the book. Oops. With all of the pages open up through the bottom of the book. So there is my first part. And I'm going to pull it tight. This thread is waxed, which is nice. Get this other crap out of my way because this thread keeps catching on things. So this thread has wax on it, which makes it very nice. That tail doesn't need to be quite that long. Now I'm going to go down through the same hole. So I'm going to pull this aside. I'm going to go down through the same hole, and it's hard to show all of this. So you can see it. I don't know if you could see where I could pull that through there. Yeah, this is very hard to show how all this is working. I'm holding that thread with my thumb. So I still have my loose piece. Now I want to come up through the other side. So on the bottom, I'm going to that next hole. And then I'm going to look at this, find this hole, come up through there, and make sure everything's tight. I like to keep it all tight. So right now, I could just stop here, but I have enough thread that I'm going to do one more round. One more round with this. Except it's really hard to see because it's black. It's hard to see where the hole is. Okay, there's my hole. I'm going to pull that. Okay, so that one went from here to here. Now I'm going to come up again on the other side. You need strong fingers. I think there was a thimble with this somewhere that I should be using. Okay, I'm not in the right spot. That's what my problem is. this here. This is very difficult to do on camera, this book thing. There. When you get the right hole, it just goes like it's supposed to. Okay. And then I'm going to put this over here underneath this. I'm going to stop here with this one and make sure everything is tight. As tight as I can get it anyway. That's pretty tight. And this is wrapped under this one, which is the way I want it. And then I'm going to tie a knot. I go around this twice. Tie a knot right there. And then again. And then I'm going to snip off my ends. So my first signature is in the book. Now, as I said, one of these is directional, so I need to be careful. My book needs to go this way. So when I put in the next one, I need to be sure it's going the right direction. So let's see. I will do this one next. Put my little clips on there. Another piece of thread. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I might as well cut my other one while I'm at it. I apologize for the noise. I try not to film videos when my husband is home because he thinks he's being quiet, but he makes our house is very small. And he does that cough thing and he makes a lot of noise going back and forth through the house. So I apologize for that. But I wasn't able to do this yesterday when he wasn't home, so I got what I got. So here I am threading my needle again, and this one is the back. So we know that this needs to go which way? That's the right way up, so this needs to go on this side of this book. Pull this through and leaving my tail again. Now it gets more difficult because I have a book in my way. So I'm going to go down through that and up through that. And there's my dog coming back. He is very noisy with his collar. So I apologize for that also. He's agitated because my husband's outside. So you can't see him. It's a new dog and he has separation anxiety and he needs to see us at all times and he can't see him right now. So he's running around like a chicken with his head cut off, trying to figure out where he is. So that's, oops, sorry. That's that one. Now, I'm going to go back down through this, and I try really hard not to go through the thread, although the last time I did. So through here, and from here, first go through here. Find that hole. Pull this through. Pull that through. So everything is tight. It's tight on both sides. Now on this, I'm going to go up through this. Sorry, I'm flip-flopping this around like a fish. Oh, up through that. That was pretty cool how I got that the first time. So there's that. Now here's the tricky part. Back down through the center. And that's all really nice. One more time up from the back. Right here. Really nice if I could just get that the first time. But, oh, I did. Ha! That's cool. And then I'm going to put this under here, which loosened it up a little bit. Pull these tight and tie this off. Okay. I don't know if you want to watch me do the last one. I guess you can fast forward through it. I'll go ahead and do the last one. So I know this is the front of my book, and I need to put this on like this. I already have my last string. So I will down through the center. Sorry, off camera I hit a little bit. This is very awkward. Down through there. Up through there. And up through there. And I wonder if it would help. Probably would help a lot. I took these guys and clipped them together because they're flopping all over the place. Okay, now down through the center, trying not to pierce the thread. Find my hole here. Make sure this is tight. Back on the bottom, going in this hole. And then in that hole. Hey, third time's a charm. Maybe I need to sit and make these books for a week, and then by the end of the week I wouldn't be having so much trouble getting the binding done. This is my least favorite part of making the book, but I love the way the book is when it's finished. So I haven't found another way. I haven't thought of another way. So I'm going to keep doing it this way. I'm going to keep fighting with them as I make them. See, last time I was able to just get in the right spot. There we go. Okay. I go under this one over here. Move my needle. Pull everything tight. I need to pull it the other way. Pull everything tight as possible. Tie my knots. And clip my threads. Done with those. I'm done with that. So here is the inside of my book. Now to put it in the book, need to first be sure this is right side up. It is. What I'm going to do is start out by putting glue all along this piece, and then I have to hold it for quite a while. So I will put it on there and hold it, and then I'll pause the video because nobody likes to watch glue dry. So I'm going to put a lot of glue on here because it needs to be, you know, the way the threads are in there, they are raised up a little bit, and I really need this glue to stick. So I'm going to put a lot of it in here. I'm putting glue here and here, and I should get all those edges. Okay, now I'll put this like this, and the tricky part is to line it up in the center. I'm standing up to do that, putting this in the center, and this center. Let me see. Way crooked. I want this to go a little bit that way. Okay, I got it. And there's no way for me to show you how I just looked at that, but I looked at it underneath, and I looked at that chipboard piece that I have on the bottom, and tried to be sure that I had it lined up with the chipboard edge that's showing here. So I'm making sure all of these are, and then what I have to do is hold this down. I don't want to close my book yet because I want to be sure this glue has set before I put a crease in it here. But it looks like it's centered pretty well. Here's the. So I'm going to hold on to this for a little while, and I'm going to pause, and I'll be back when I think it's okay. Okay, I think it's pretty good now. Next thing I'm going to do is crease this. I'm running my bone folder in it. And that will let that close up. And then this side, we'll do the same thing. Where's the silly thing? There. A little bit of buckling right there. A little bit of buckling right there. This is normal. And also why I use black. So, this is the signatures of my journal. And then I didn't decide what I'm going to put on the inside, but I'm going to start with my purple. So I know I need my purple to be the same size it was on the outside, and that was 8 3/4 by 6, so I need two that are 8 3/4 by 6. I should have already had these cut, and I didn't, because I didn't think that far ahead. So this is going to be 8 3/4. Be nice if I get stuff out from under my trimmer. By 6. These are once again flopping around, making me crazy. So first I'm going to be sure that fits in there, and it does. One's good. And I'll put this one here. And there we go. This is the book. Front and back cover. Inside, signature 1. So we have 2 pages. And then we have a bag. And don't worry about this. I'm going to show you how I fix this in the next video. A piece of designer paper. 2 more pages. Piece of designer paper. Piece of colored cardstock. Piece of white cardstock. And then another piece. When I did the flamingo one, which I should have done that before I put this together if I was going to, but I don't have matching stamps. When I made the flamingo one, I actually stamped inside because I had flamingo stamps. I don't have any stamps that go with this, so this is going to be embellished all with the stickers and chipboard pieces that come with this paper. As you know, I love elephants. And I really wished I could have had these on the front cover, but they were on the left side of the page, which put them on the back cover. But they're still there, so that's okay. Little marching elephants, and they are on the bottom. Marching elephants. So this is video 2 of making my journal. I kind of want to call this an unjunk journal, but it's my own style of journal. It's not like anything I've seen anybody else make. And in the next video, I'm going to show you how I embellish it. So thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day. I'll be back soon.